let's talk about one of the most common and honestly one of the most misunderstood struggles that pretty much all of us face, motivation. Or, more specifically, that feeling you get when it's just gone.
So right off the bat, let's just get this out of the way. If you're struggling to get started on things, you are not lazy.
And you're definitely not broken. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with you. This feeling is so incredibly common, and it is not a personal failure.
Okay, so what is going on then? Why does even thinking about the stuff you want to do feel like trying to push a giant boulder uphill? That's the exact question we're going to unpack right now.
Here it is. This is the core idea of this whole explainer. Motivation isn't some magic personality trait that you're either born with or you're not. Nope. It's a result. It's an output of your environment. And, for most of us, our modern environment is actively crushing it.
So, let's get into the specifics. Think of this as a quick diagnostic check. We're going to look at 4 key reasons your motivation has probably packed its bags and left. Because once you see the cause, the solution becomes so much clearer.
The first reason is a big one. Your brain is totally flooded. I mean, we live in an ocean of easy dopamine, right? Endless scrolling, instant streaming, constant pings and notifications. When your brain gets used to that level of easy, low-effort reward, real effort starts to feel, well, impossible. Your motivation didn't vanish, it just got drowned out by all the noise.
Which brings us to reason number 2. Your brain hates, and I mean hates, vague goals. Things like get fit or be successful, they're not really goals, are they? They're just sources of pressure. Your brain looks at that, sees no clear path, and just hits the emergency brake. But look at the right side. Walk for 2 minutes. Now that's something your brain can grab onto. It's clear, it's doable.
And this next one, number 3, this is a huge mythbuster. We have this idea that we need to feel motivated before we can start something. But the science shows it's the complete opposite. Action comes first, action creates a little spark of momentum, and that momentum is what creates the feeling of motivation. Waiting to feel motivated is like sitting in your car waiting for the engine to start itself. It's just not how it works.
And finally, reason 4. Just think about it for a second. How do you talk to yourself when you procrastinate? If your inner voice is just constantly beating you up, you're basically teaching your brain that trying something new is risky. Why? Because it might lead to failure. And failure leads to that inner critic, to punishment. So your brain, trying to protect you, just avoids the action entirely. Being kind to yourself isn't being soft, it's literally fuel.
Okay, so that's the diagnosis. We're overstimulated, our goals are way too vague, we're waiting for a feeling that only comes after we start, and we're being way too hard on ourselves. So, the important part, how do we fix it? Let's get into the practical toolkit.
This is the game plan. 4 really simple strategies, and each one is designed to directly fight back against one of the problems we just talked about. This is your new system for building momentum naturally. First up, you have to lower the starting line. I mean, lower it so much that it feels kind of ridiculous not to do it. This is the 2-minute rule. You want to read more? Don't tell yourself you have to read a whole chapter. Just read 1 page. Want to exercise? Don't think about the whole workout. Just put on your gym shoes. Make the task so stupidly small your brain doesn't even have a chance to resist. The goal isn't to finish, it's just to start. Step 2 directly takes on that overstimulation problem. Before you need to do something important, give your brain a little space. Don't scroll through TikTok for 15 minutes and then expect your brain to be excited to work on a spreadsheet. Create a bit of intentional boredom. It lets your brain's baseline reset, and suddenly actual work feels way less terrible.
Next, you need to prove to your brain that you're making progress. Visible progress is probably the most powerful motivator there is. So you gotta track the tiny wins. Seeing a checklist get filled up, even with tiny things, creates this awesome positive feedback loop. It's real, tangible proof that your effort is actually going somewhere, and that's exactly what your brain needs to see to keep going.
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most powerful step of all. Stop framing things as pressure. I should exercise just feels heavy, like a chore. It implies you're already failing. So flip it. Shift to identity. I am the kind of person who moves their body. Every time you take that tiny action, like a 2-minute walk, you're casting a vote for that new identity. This isn't about pressure anymore, it's about becoming.
So you see, when you put all this together, you start to realize you don't need to go out and magically find motivation. You just need to build a system that lets it come to the surface all on its own. This right here is the main takeaway. Your drive, your ambition, your desire to do things, It's still in you. It's just been buried under all the weight of modern life.
Once you start clearing away the noise, making your actions super clear and giving yourself a little grace, that natural drive, it starts to come back. It was never really gone.
So, if any of this made you feel seen today, I'd love to hear it. What's that one thing you've been struggling to get started on? Let me know in the comments below. You know, sometimes just saying it out loud is the first step.
And of course, if this explainer helped you out, the absolute best way to support what we're doing here is to give it a like, comment with your thoughts, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss the next one. It makes a huge difference.
So let's end with this one final thought. Stop trying to chase the feeling of motivation. It's a losing game. Instead, focus all that energy on building a better system. Because in the end, that's what really changes everything.